Hello everyone, this is Laura from Keynnect, and welcome back to another presentation about dispatching trucks. Here's the brutal truth about trucking operations today. Most dispatchers are leaving thousands of dollars on the table every single week. Not because they're not working hard, but because they're using outdated methods that simply can't compete in 2025. I'm talking about route optimization, and if you think it's just about finding the shortest path from point A to point B, you're about to discover why your competitors are eating your lunch. Today, we're breaking down the real science behind route optimization and the 4 critical mistakes that are costing you money right now. Let me start with what route optimization is not. It's not your basic GPS telling you to take Highway 95. That's navigation. Route optimization is strategic fleet intelligence. Think of it this way. Imagine you're playing chess. But instead of thinking one move ahead, you're calculating 15 moves simultaneously across your entire fleet. That's what modern route optimization does. It's processing thousands of variables in real time to find not just the shortest route, but the smartest route. Here's a real example. Last month, I worked with a mid-sized logistics company in Atlanta. Their dispatcher was manually planning routes using Google Maps. Seemed logical, right? Wrong. They were missing critical factors like bridge weight limits, delivery time windows, and driver hours of service. The result? They were burning through an extra $3,200 per week in unnecessary fuel costs and overtime pay. Route optimization software doesn't just look at distance, it's your fleet's strategic brain, considering every factor that impacts your bottom line. Let's dive into the 6 critical factors that separate amateur dispatching from professional fleet management. First, traffic and weather. You're not just avoiding a traffic jam, you're predicting how a storm system moving through Tennessee will impact your delivery schedule 3 days from now. Second, road restrictions. Here's where most dispatchers get burned. You've got a 53-foot trailer heading to downtown Boston, but your route takes you under a 12-foot bridge. That's not just a delay. That's a $500 detour and an angry customer. Third, delivery windows. Amazon didn't revolutionize logistics by accident. They understand that a delivery window isn't a suggestion. It's a contract. Miss it, and you're not just late. You're losing future business. Fourth, vehicle factors. Your refrigerated truck carrying pharmaceuticals can't take the same route as your dry van hauling furniture. Different cargo, different requirements, different routes. Fifth, driver regulations. Hours of service violations aren't just fines, they're business killers. In 2024, the average HOS violation cost companies $16,000 in fines and legal fees. Sixth, load and costs. Every toll road, every fuel stop, every minute of driver time. It all adds up. Smart route optimization treats every dollar like it matters, because it does. Here's what keeps me up at night, and which should concern every dispatcher watching this. The margin for error in trucking is disappearing. Fuel costs are volatile, driver wages are rising, and customers expect Amazon-level service from everyone. The dispatchers who survive and thrive aren't the ones working harder. They're the ones working smarter. Effective route optimization isn't just about efficiency. It's about competitive survival in an industry where a 3% improvement in operational efficiency can mean the difference between profit and bankruptcy. Now let's talk numbers, because that's what really matters. Reduced costs hit you in 3 ways. Fuel consumption drops by an average of 15 to 20% with proper route optimization. That's not theoretical, that's real money back in your pocket. Vehicle wear and tear decreases significantly when you're not running unnecessary miles. And driver hours? Companies typically see a 10 to 25% reduction in overtime pay. Here's a concrete example. A regional carrier in Texas implemented proper route optimization and reduced their weekly fuel costs from $28,000 to $22,400. That's $5,600 per week, or $291,200 annually. For the same amount of freight, increased efficiency means more deliveries completed in less time. You're maximizing your fleet's capacity without buying more trucks. I've seen companies increase their delivery capacity by 30% using the same number of vehicles, just by optimizing routes intelligently. The ability to handle more jobs without adding trucks is huge. Every truck costs you roughly $180,000 per year between payments, insurance, and maintenance. Route optimization can delay or eliminate the need for fleet expansion. Let's address the human side, because your drivers and customers are your real assets. Happier drivers aren't just a nice-to-have, they're a business necessity. Driver turnover costs the industry an average of $94,000 per replacement. When you reduce on-the-road stress through better route planning, provide fair workload distribution, and create achievable schedules, you're directly impacting your retention rates. I worked with a company in Ohio where driver turnover dropped from 87% to 34% in 18 months. The difference? They started involving drivers in route planning and respecting their input about local road conditions. Satisfied customers become repeat customers. More reliable on-time deliveries and proactive communication about ETAs builds trust. And in trucking, trust translates directly to contract renewals and premium pricing power. Now we get to the mistakes that are costing you money. Mistake number 1, ignoring technology. I still see dispatchers in 2025 using paper maps and tribal knowledge to plan routes. This isn't romantic, it's expensive. Manual planning is time-consuming, error-prone, and impossible to scale. Here's the reality. Your brain can process maybe 5 to 7 variables simultaneously. Modern route optimization software processes thousands of variables in seconds. It's not even a fair fight. Last year, I consulted with a family-owned trucking company that prided itself on old-school methods. Their dispatcher spent 3 to 4 hours every morning planning routes manually. We implemented route optimization software, and that same planning process now takes 15 minutes and produces 20% more efficient routes. The solution isn't just buying software, it's embracing modern route optimization tools that automate complex calculations, provide real-time fleet visibility, and analyze historical data to continuously improve performance. Stop competing with technology. Start leveraging it. Mistake number 2, creating routes without considering all the variables. This is where good intentions meet harsh reality. You plan a route that looks perfect on paper, but you didn't account for construction delays, didn't build in buffer time, and didn't consider that your driver needs a 30-minute break every 8 hours. The result? Frequent delays, missed deliveries, frustrated drivers, and angry customers. Every missed delivery window costs you an average of $300 in penalties and lost productivity. I've seen dispatchers create routes with back-to-back delivery appointments 200 miles apart with no buffer time. That's not planning, that's hoping. And hope isn't a strategy. The solution requires comprehensive planning checklists, building in buffer time for unexpected events, and modeling different scenarios with software. Plan for problems before they happen, because in trucking, problems always happen. Mistake number 3, poor communication. In trucking, communication gaps kill efficiency. When your driver hits unexpected traffic and can't reach you, when customers don't know about delays until the truck doesn't show up, when valuable driver feedback about road conditions never makes it back to dispatch, you're operating blind. Real example. A driver discovers that a major delivery location has changed their receiving hours, but can't communicate this back to dispatch. Result? 3 more trucks show up to closed docks over the next week, wasting 18 driver hours and burning $400 in unnecessary fuel. The solution is implementing dispatch software with built-in messaging, establishing clear protocols for delays, and proactively updating customers. Communication isn't overhead, it's operational intelligence. Mistake number 4, overlooking driver needs. This might be the most expensive mistake on this list. When you ignore driver preferences, violate hours of service regulations, or overload drivers with unrealistic workloads, you're not just hurting morale, you're creating financial liability. Driver burnout leads to turnover, and turnover costs you $94,000 per replacement. Safety risks increase when drivers are fatigued or frustrated. HOS violations average $16,000 per incident in fines and legal costs. But here's what really gets me. I see dispatchers creating beautiful, optimized routes that completely ignore the human element. You've got the most fuel-efficient route possible, but your driver knows that the delivery location is impossible to access with a 53-foot trailer. The solution involves drivers in the planning process, uses tools that automatically factor in HOS rules and mandatory breaks, and monitors driver workloads for fairness. Your drivers aren't just steering wheels. They're your operational intelligence network. Now let's talk about what winning dispatchers do differently. First, leverage technology. This isn't about buying the most expensive software, it's about fully utilizing route optimization tools and actually implementing their recommendations. I've seen companies spend $50,000 on software and then ignore 80% of its optimization suggestions. Second, be data-driven. Analyze historical data to identify trends and improve future routes. Which routes consistently run late? Which drivers consistently perform better? Which customers create operational challenges? Data tells stories that intuition misses. Third, embrace real-time adjustments. The best route at 6 a.m. might be terrible by 2 p.m. due to weather, traffic, or mechanical issues. Be prepared to change routes on the fly based on new information. Fourth, foster collaboration. Encourage open communication between dispatchers, drivers, and customers. Your dispatcher should be talking to drivers daily. Your driver should feel comfortable reporting road conditions and delivery issues. Your customers should receive proactive updates about delays. Fifth, prioritize continuous improvement. Regularly review processes and look for efficiency opportunities. The companies that dominate trucking aren't the ones that found the perfect system. They're the ones that never stop improving their system. Let me leave you with 4 critical takeaways that will transform your dispatching operation. First, route optimization is a powerful tool for any truck dispatcher, but only if you use it correctly. It's not magic, it's strategic operational intelligence. Second, it's about finding the smartest route, not just the shortest one. Distance is just one variable among hundreds that impact your profitability. Third, avoiding common mistakes like ignoring technology and poor communication is crucial for success. These aren't theoretical problems. They're profit killers happening in dispatch offices every day. Fourth, by embracing best practices, you can significantly reduce costs, increase efficiency, and keep both drivers and customers happy. The companies winning in trucking today aren't necessarily the biggest. They're the smartest. Here's my challenge to you. Calculate how much you're spending on fuel, overtime, and driver turnover each month. Then imagine reducing those costs by 15 to 20% through better route optimization. That's not wishful thinking. That's what smart dispatching delivers. The trucking industry is evolving rapidly. The dispatchers who embrace route optimization today will be the ones still in business tomorrow. If this video helped you understand the real impact of route optimization, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'm releasing new trucking industry insights every week that can help you stay ahead of the competition. And if you're ready to take your dispatching operation to the next level, check out the resources I've linked in the description below. Until next time, keep those wheels turning and those routes optimized. I will see you next time.